Good morning, y'all. You might be able to tell that I've moved my chair again. I'm kind of in a different spot. I just am having trouble figuring out exactly where I want to be in this room since I've changed rooms. I liked it where I was before, but I couldn't read the words on the TV when I was trying to watch YouTube or something like that. So I had to get a little closer. So anyway, I've moved my chair. And I have on my very own shirt today, not one of my men's big giant shirts, mainly because I'm going out. I have a little stitching group that I meet with once a month, and I'm going to that a little bit later today. Y'all, I have absolutely wonderful news, great news. Guess what it is? Are you guessing? I have a new grandbaby. Easter baby. He was born Saturday night. Shortly before midnight, and his name is Cade, C-A-D-E, after his daddy. I'm looking for a picture. And Arthur is his middle name, which is after my daddy. Oh, here he is. Let's see. I don't know how to insert a picture. Y'all know I can't figure out how to do that. And you probably can't even see this. Oh, darn. Oops. I'm also showing you my driver's license. That's probably not good. Okay, let's try again. Here we go. Oh, well. You don't need a picture to know he's beautiful. He looks just like me. I'm convinced of it. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't get to see him till he was a couple of days old because his poor little mama had a post-delivery hemorrhage. Not a good situation, but they were able to stabilize her, give her some blood, and kept her a little extra time. But she's at home now, and so I got to go down there, and I called and told him I would bring them supper, but I had ulterior motives, of course, because I needed to hold that baby, and he is precious, as all babies are. They are just gifts from God, and we are so grateful to have them. I haven't felt well this week. I've had a UTI. For those of you who know what that is, then you know how that feels, and so it hasn't been a good week, but I'm much better now. Got some medicine, and I'm doing a lot better. So I'm going to get right into what I want to show you today. First of all, let me just say something very briefly. There's been a big to-do on Facebook, people making comments that aren't particularly kind, and I'm not going to get into that because honestly, I gave up Facebook for Lent, and so a lot of that happened when I wasn't reading it, and I'm glad for that. But I just want to remind you all that nice matters. That's all I have to say about that. And I have a question. Somebody on their Facebook the other day posted a picture of the most gorgeous, I don't know this word, y'all, biscornu, maybe, something like that. Sounded a little like biscuit to me. I don't know what it was, but it was gorgeous, and I want to know, what is that? And what's it for? I'm pretty sure I need to stitch one because it was so pretty. But I need an explanation. Okay? All right. I have some finishes to show you. And we love finishes, don't we? Have them all in my little basket here. First of all, I had this pattern called Garden Visit. And it is by My Lady's Needle. It was a kit that I bought. And I actually even have this spool. It's supposed to be a scissors keep. But I had already made a very similar one. You might remember. I've got it right here. I'd made this one before. And I decided I didn't need another one of those. So I just did part of the pattern. I didn't do all of it. And I made it into this little pin keep. I used, this is a pre-bought cord that I found when Hancock's was going out of business here. And Sylvia at Becky's Land, hi Sylvia, had one that she had just tied hers up in the corner, and I asked her about it, and I loved the way it looked, so that I did that. And Sylvia, thank you for that explanation that you gave me on that. It worked perfectly. That's a sweet little piece. And then I'm trying to do some of my small ones and get them, things I've had here and wanted to get done, and you know what I'm talking about. Just kind of get them out of the way. This Lizzie Kate pattern, October 31st. I bought this in Branson, Missouri, this pattern, and this fabric, which I just love. It's called gingerbread. It's a 28 count gingerbread. Isn't that a pretty color? Really nice. And I finished it like this. This is a piece of cording, another bought cording, and it comes with a little band on the edge of it so you can sew it. It's like for pillows, so you can sew it in there. That was my first time to try that, and that's certainly not as easy as I thought it was going to be. And this is the back, the little spiders in the spider. Are they spiders? They're sort of spiders with eyes on them. And I carried that around just a little bit. I thought it was going to be a little more than that, but that's okay. That little strip, I think, added to it. I finished another one of the Sue Hillis Christmas sleds, but since I don't remember now which one I finished, I'm going to show you both of the ones I've done. You've seen one of them before, but your guess is as good as mine on which one it was. But they are both finished out. I think I might have done the church first and then did the barn. It's been a couple of weeks, so I don't remember. But those are ready for my Christmas ornament collection. Some of you might remember that I was working on this Lizzie Kate pattern called Pumpkin Pocket. Pumpkin Pocket. And it says Halloween and has some little designs on it. And it's supposed to be made into a little pocket bag, it's called, that opens at the top. I stitched that thing closed. It just wouldn't stay. It kept opening up, and I didn't like the way it hung. So I just stitched it closed. And I guess if I ever decide I want to put something in it, I could just unstitch. It's just a little top stitching, and I used rickrack for the handle. That's what was recommended. This one was kind of a fun stitch, but the colors were a little bit odd, and until I got it finished, I wasn't really sure I was going to like it, but I do. It'll be a fun Halloween piece. And then, I think it was in Vanna Pfeiffer's last video that she had done. She showed the Gilmore House. I'm not sure you can see that pattern because it's a very light on, I don't know, the stitching on it. It's an off-white stitch onto a background that it's kind of hard to see. But I did it on, I had this in my stash, and I thought, geez, I really want to do that. So I just got it out and worked. Oh, this is bad. Let's see if I can hold it up against something. I believe this fabric color is cocoa bean. I believe that's what it is. Got quite a glare here, but I think you can see it. And you know, I thought that might be kind of boring to stitch, but it really wasn't. It's just one color, and I don't remember what color number it is, but if anybody wants to know, ask me and I'll look it up. I believe it's a Weeks Dye Works color. And that's all my finishes for this time. I have just, you know, I'm usually a one project kind of person, and I get started and I just want to finish it. So I work on it and work on it. Well, y'all, every time I watch a video, I think, oh, I have that pattern, or I want that pattern, and I want to start stitching it. So I'm up to 9 whips that I'm currently working on. Now, that doesn't mean that's all the whips I have. I have I think uh, 2 other big ones started, and I have about 10 things kitted up. That's really not bad. I know some of y'all have way more than that, but that's a lot for me. So, I'm going to show you what I've done this time, what I've begun to work on. I'm sorry, I have to lean down to pick all this stuff up. First of all, Betsy Ross. I have started Betsy Ross. This is the Little House Needleworks Early Americans. I've seen a couple of you already have finished this as well. There are going to be 9 of these, and I am doing them as one piece. I'm using the called for colors, but I changed the fabric to tin roof gingham. And there's what it looks like on the tin roof gingham. I love this pattern. I love the colors. And for those of you who might be stitching this, Vanna Pfeiffer has charted a border that's just wonderful, and she has it on her blog for us to use. It was a very generous gift. Vanna, thank you very much for that. I'm not going to put the border on until I'm through with all 9. I believe that's what I'm going to do. I haven't started her border at all. And because I'm trying to look ahead a little bit, I started another patriotic piece. Some of you have done this one as well. This is Land of Liberty. It's a Brenda Gervais, I believe. Yeah, it's a Brenda Gervais pattern. And all I've gotten done on, I'm using the called for threads on that one as well. All I've gotten done on this one is the L. Just the L. But it's a start, and I'd like to have that one done before the 4th of July. Last week, I have a courtyard out in front of my house, and it's out this way, which is why I look that way. And it's completely shady all the time. No sun at all hits that courtyard. I have an old church pew out there that's not the kind of church pew like you're probably thinking about, but it's a very primitive one that was in a Hispanic church up in the old section of Hot Springs, and that church closed, and they sold these. And these little pews were made by the men of the church, so they're not a typical church pew, but it's got a slatted back. And we repainted that this week because weather over time had really faded it out real bad. And so I'm going to use this summer, it's covered, most of it is covered, and it's pretty protected. The pew is protected from the weather for sure. So I'm going to put a quilt out there over the back of that and a couple of throw pillows, and I'd like to have some patriotic ones. That's one I'm going to use for that. I've also started Home of a Needleworker. Now, I've already done the other one that's just Needleworker, the long one. This is a Little House Needleworks one, and several of you have done this one as well. I know Dina at Half Stitch Cross Stitch has done this, and hers was so pretty. I loved it. So I got a pretty good start on this one. I am, let's see, put something behind this. Here's where I am on this one. Through with the top story of the house. Now I'm working on the bottom half of the house. And my needle minder, oh shoot, I forgot where I got it. But that is Claire from the Outlander series. I may have talked about that before, or maybe it was somewhere else that I talked about it. I don't remember. The Outlander series is a big series of books, big, huge books, by Diana something. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Gabaldon, maybe? Anyway, they're wonderful, wonderful books. I don't watch the TV part of series that they took from that because it's too violent and too much nudity for me. But, you know, when I read the book, I use my own imagination, and I don't see that. I don't know how to explain that. But anyway, it's okay to read it, but not to see it. Y'all know what I'm saying? Anyway, I love that series, and I have 3 needle minders from that series, and I just love them. And the piece I'm working on today, I'm kind of doing these in a 3-day rotation. Work on each one 3 days, and that way every one of them gets about 3 days worth in a month. I'm working on And Heaven and Nature Sings. I absolutely love this. I think I say that about all my patterns. Do I say that about every one of them? I hope not. But I really do. Mostly I love what I stitch. Let's see. This is how far I've gotten on this one. I work mostly in a hoop, y'all. Because of that surgery I had on my right hand, I'm really struggling not to stitch. I can stitch just fine. But holding things is hard for me. Gripping things, I can't manipulate, and I don't know. The scroll frames are not working well for me, and the Q-snaps are not working well for me. But I do okay with the hoops because I have this little cart in front of me, and I can prop this hoop up on the cart and on my tummy. And I've actually ordered a lap stand to be able to put this on. Anyway, I just have trouble with that. Yesterday, my husband and I painted his bathroom. This is an old house. Now, not historically old. This one was built in 1975, and in 1990 or so, it flooded. 52 inches of water were in this house. That was before I owned it. And they redid it then, but they didn't use really wonderful materials. And so when we were repainting that bathroom, it was quite obvious that it probably should have been taken down to the studs and redone again. But we're not doing that. Not at this point in our lives. And so I was trying to paint, and I couldn't. This finger, it's really hard to hold a paintbrush. Anyway, I shouldn't have been painting anyway, neither should he. He's 72 and I'm 70, and frankly, we're a little bit wobbly. Y'all know what I mean by that? We didn't fall or anything like that. We're just a little bit wobbly, and we probably ought not to do that again. Probably won't do that again, actually. Our plan is not to do that again. Next time I think I have convinced my husband that he needs to hire somebody to do that. And I've got one more thing that I have not started, but this is my next start. I'm taking this with me to the little stitching group today, and I'm going to start on this one. I hope I'm going to be able to see it. It's the 32 count fabric, and normally with a 32, I really have to have the magnifier, but if the light's good, I do okay with my readers. I use a 4.0 reader. This is Brenda Gervais, and it's called Saint Noel. So that's going to be my latest start today. I'm not participating in Stitch Mania because I got too many starts already. I don't, we got to call a halt somewhere on all these new starts. For me, anyway, I have to. Okay, and what else is on my list? I've bought a couple of things. Since I last saw you all. Number one, my magnifier light broke at the neck, and so I had to have a new one. I ordered a new one. This is what I got. I don't know what bright light's what this is. Look, all of this is light, and it swivels beautifully. It's on these kind of things, and it's got a warm light and a cool light, daytime light. One of them's daytime. I don't know. And each one has like 3 levels. And so it's wonderful. I wonder if I can show you that. Let's see if we can see that. Oh, look at that light, y'all. Look how bright that is. I look like a Halloween gal. Okay. Got a new light. I have notes on my phone, and my phone keeps shutting down. I hate when it does that. Now, I also went to the thrift shop, and I bought 2 things at the thrift shop. I went looking for something to put on the bathroom wall in my husband's bathroom because I'm changing the whole color scheme in there, and I wanted something for his wall. So I went to the flea market. Actually, is where we went, and it's huge. This is huge flea market here. It's the building upstairs is a skating rink, a great big skating rink, and the basement, the whole basement is a flea market. I like to go there once in a while, but not very often because I can hardly walk that far. My goodness! But I found two things. This one, look at this. I didn't find anything for the bathroom, by the way. Nothing. Look at this farm. Do y'all watch Farm Girl, Michelle Rudy? If you don't, you need to. If you go to look her up, look up Farm Girl on YouTube, she's not the one in the bikini. Michelle, did you know that? There's a whole series of videos by some lady, and I use that term loosely. It's a bikini shots. But maybe if you go to my playlist and look for Farm Girl and go from there, that might get you there without seeing all of the rest of that stuff that you might not want to see. And here's the other thing I got. And McKenna, get ready to be jealous because I have to move my computer so that you can see this. I'm determined that I'm going to get there and you're going to see this. Can y'all see that? It's a bread box with the most gorgeous cross-stitched piece in the middle. 1988 is the date on it. I have that sitting on my, I don't know if you got to see that or not. I'm going to turn the light on for a second here and go back over there so you can really see it good. There now. Can you see that? I just think it's stunning. Stunning. And I thought about taking that middle piece out. I'm not going to use that as a bread box. I'm using it as a sewing box right here on my table. You can see I have it here. I have it right there beside me. I have my little frog with all my stuff in it and my little pieces that I love. And my bread box that has my sewing stuff in it. And I thought about it. It opens up and it looks like they have put on the underside of that lid a piece of maybe a wallpaper that they've glued on there. And then that round piece probably inserts from underneath. And I think I could take that off and stitch something sewing related and put in that place. But I love that piece. And I don't think I want to give it up. So I'm just going to have a bread box on my end table to be my sewing box. And there you have it. That's what I'm going to do. And let's see, where's my basket? I bought a couple of new patterns. Well, maybe more than two. Whoops, sorry. I bought I think this one is from Market. These is my words from Little House Needleworks. I think that one will be a fun one. Y'all can see that I like a lot of that primitive country kind of stuff. My house is like that. My house is rustic, primitive country, maybe something. And this pattern is from Classic Colorworks. It's called North Pole Express. I don't really like it when they put this kind of picture on the front because you can't see how pretty it is. I also got my first two ever Nora Corbett patterns. Donner. This one, This says it was stitched on a twilight blue linen, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do it on blue. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. And then this one, Santa's Sleigh. I'd like to stitch those two as a pair and frame them. That's my plan. Now, let's see. Do I have anything else to tell you? Oh, yes. One other thing. The last video that I made, well, two things. I have two things to tell you. I've signed up for my very first cross-stitch retreat. I'm going to the one in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which is it's in November, and that's going to be about a 12 or 13 hour drive for me, so I'll take 2 days to do that. My husband said he would go with me until he realized it was in November, and that's deer season, so I'm pretty sure that he's not going to do that. I've already registered, and I've already got my room. And some of you Flosstubers are going, and I'm excited about meeting everybody. That's going to be so fun. I wish I could have gone to the one in Austin, but I couldn't do that. But maybe another time. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, I have one other thing. Oh, I keep thinking of one other things, y'all. One other things. Brian at Blitz Stitch on his video the other day said something about me, and he said, I just think stitching by the lake, I think she's elegant and something else, refined or something. I told my husband, he laughed out loud, y'all. He laughed out loud. Thank you very much, Brian, for that compliment, but elegant is the last thing I am. I promise you, I am country to the core. Absolutely to the core. Now, for sure the last thing, because I got to get going. I have this meeting to go to. I have passed 1,000 subscribers. In fact, I'm almost at 1,200, and that's pretty exciting. So I am going to do a gifting. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm not calling it anything else, and I don't want you to call it anything else. But if you would be interested in receiving a gift from me, then this is what you would get. I have made this little project bag. Tape measures. The fabric is tape measures. It's a metal zipper with a little funny little zipper pull there, and it is lined with this little black polka dot thingy, and has this ribbon cord with an angel on here. So I've made that, and right now I have 2 kits that I'm going to put in it. I'm going to add a couple of other things, but these are the 2 that I got recently at Hobby Lobby. This one is called Faith, Love the Bird, and then this one is called Be Strong and Take Heart. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what they name them, but you know I give names to these things myself. Anyway, there'll be a couple of other things in there. And I will mail that anywhere, so international does not bother me. So if you would like to receive a gift, if you would comment below, you must be 18 and all that stuff that everybody always says. You must comment below, and you must be a subscriber. And if you would just say, I love to, something about a gift. Okay, anything about a gift. I love gifts, or aren't gifts fun, or anything. If you use the word gift, then I'm going to enter you into my drawing for this gift. So, that's all I have today. I'm off to do a little bit of stitching today, and I hope you all are too. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.